I'm about to do a no-cost refinance on two houses of mine. And I'm going to tell you why you should, how you can, and how it's going to save you a whole lot of money. My name is Greg Acton. I'm a CPA or a certified public accountant. If you haven't yet, subscribe. Now let's jump right in. This video is a follow-up to one that I made a couple months ago about whether or not somebody should refinance in 2020. So right now, interest rates are extremely low. I've never seen them this low. And so it is a good opportunity to go and refinance. And the cool thing about mortgage rates being so low is now there is a huge demand for refinancing. And when there is demand, if there's a huge increase in demand, then price comes down so that people will go to those lenders. So lenders right now are willing to give what are called lender credits towards refinancing. All right, usually when you refinance a house or even finance a house, you have a thing called closing costs, and that is money that you have to bring to closing. So when you sign your final loan documents, you'll have to pay for things like prepaying on property tax or interest, and you usually have to pay for an appraisal, but that's usually done during the process of the loan. The cool thing is right now, people will give you lender credits, meaning they will pay for those expenses for you. And that way you don't have to bring cash to closing. And that way you have essentially a no cost refinance. You are basically just transferring the balance from your old loan to the new loan. You don't have to pay anything out of pocket, and you can refinance your house at a lower interest rate. And dropping your rate to a lower rate can save you thousands of dollars over time. And I'm going to explain that later on in the video. With that being said, I'm curious to see what people's interest rates are right now. So drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what interest rate you are paying on your house. All right, so that is a no cost refinance. Essentially just means you don't have to bring any cash to closing. Now, how do you go about doing it? It's actually really simple. If you already own a home and you are refinancing your house, then all you've got to do is go back to the lender that lent you on the first place, ask them if they have any type of no cost refinance. And if they don't, well, go ask your friends, go ask your neighbors, ask who does their mortgage, and find a lender that'll do a no cost refinance. Now, I have a guy here in Utah that I love. He does awesome work. He's super responsive. So if you are living in Utah and want to do a no cost refinance, hit me up in the comment section or even send me an email. I am happy to point you in the right direction. No, I don't get any money from it. He's not giving me referral fees or anything like that. I just want to see people save money and do more with their money. All right, now let's break down how you can save a whole lot of money. So I am having two houses that I'm actually refinancing. I am refinancing my personal residence, and then I'm refinancing a house that I was living in about a year ago that I have converted to an investment property, so a rental property. If you want to see more videos about how I have acquired rental properties, I will put up a card right now and a link in the description as well. So let's break it down on my personal residence. So I bought my personal residence in January of 2020, and my interest rate was 3.99%, which honestly is a pretty dang good interest rate most of the time. But then this year has happened and rates have dropped significantly. So I am going to do a no cost refinance, and I get to drop my interest rate from 3.99 to 2.99. And it is going to save me $140 every single month on my mortgage payment. All right, and for that investment property, so I bought that investment property about 3 years ago, and I bought it with a 4.25% interest rate. Now I am doing a no-cost refinance on it, and it is going to drop it down to 3.49%. Interest rates on investment properties are typically a little bit higher because the lenders view them as more risky, so you're not going to get the same rate as you would on your personal residence, but I can still drop it pretty significantly, and it actually saves me $127 every single month on my mortgage payment. Now, that is a total savings of $267 every single month, which if I know most people, they would be happy with a $300 raise or a $250 raise. So the best way I can think of to make money in a lot of instances is to decrease your expenses. There's really two ways to have more money. I've said this in a lot of videos. You can either increase your income or decrease your expenses. And a lot of times decreasing our expenses is the thing that is most in our control. So go out there and explore this avenue. See if you can do a no-cost refinance. You won't have to put any cash up front, but go and see if you can do that, because it'll save you. It could save you hundreds of dollars every single month, but over the life of a loan, it could save you thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm going to explain now how you can do that. All right, so the trick to have your refinance save you thousands of dollars is to not change your mortgage payment. So for example, if you are paying $1,100 on your mortgage and all of a sudden you can save $140, it's kind of my example, right? I can take that $140 and I can say, awesome, I'm just gonna go and spend that on Starbucks or coffee or whatever else people spend their money on. Or I could just leave my mortgage payment at the rate it is right now and just take that $140 and pay down the mortgage. Now, the cool thing about it is that will pay down your principal balance a whole lot faster, and which saves you money on interest, a significant amount of money on interest. So I moved into my house in January, so I have about 29 years left paying on my mortgage. And now the interest that I would be charged over the next 29 years is astounding. It is $130,000, which is a huge chunk of money. Now, if I refinance to 2.99, which I am currently doing, then the interest that I would be paying over the next 30 years, because I would start a new 30-year mortgage, would be $101,000. So I would save a fat chunk of change just by doing that. But if I take the $140 worth of savings that I just had, apply it to the principal balance every single month, then the interest that I am paying over the life of this loan would be $77,000. So I am saving nearly $53,000 in interest just by keeping that $140 and putting it onto my mortgage. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing on my investment property. So if I just wrote out the loan, I'm going to have $81,000 worth of interest that I'm going to have to pay on that loan. But if I take the $127 worth of savings that I have and I apply it to the principal balance every single month, it is going to drop my interest down to $58,000. So I'm going to save $23,000 in interest over the life of the loan. So if you add those two together, I'm going to be saving nearly $76,000 just by keeping my mortgage payment the same and taking those savings and paying it down on the loan, which is awesome. And another cool thing that is going to happen is because I'm taking that savings and putting it down on the principal balance of my loan, I actually am going to pay off my mortgage faster. So under the current scheme right now, I would be paying over 29 years on my personal residence. That's going to drop to 25 years. So I'm going to take off 4 years worth of mortgage payments just by paying down early. And on my investment property, it's going to take down 2.5 years. So I am going to be out of debt a lot quicker. And that is just by taking those savings from refinancing and paying down my principal balance on my mortgage. That's what we should be doing with all of the savings that we have. So if you are diligent and frugal and save money, take that money and have it work for you. And it can work for you in a bunch of different ways. It can work through investing. It can work through paying down debt. You gotta go and have that money work for you. And I feel like that's a big difference between somebody who stresses about money and somebody who is a little less stressed. They just take that money and have it work for them. So personal finances don't stress me out at all. And I think it's because my wife and I are extremely frugal, and we take any money that we are saving and we go and invest. We buy rental properties, we invest in stocks, we pay down our debt. You know, I really would like to get out of debt as quickly as possible. And so I will take this savings and I'm going to pay down my debt. Now, I know that there's in some instances where the interest saved by paying down debt could be less than the money earned by investing, but I think there is a sense of peace and a sense of comfort that comes from being out of debt and knowing that you'll always have a roof over your head. So that is what I'm doing in this instance. I'm taking that money and I'm going to pay down my debt as quickly as possible. So go and refinance your house, and take those savings and pay down your debt, or find ways to invest. You could invest in a travel trailer that you end up renting. Yes, I did that. I will put a video right up there. Or you could go and buy a studio apartment that you could do Airbnb. And if you want to check that out, there's a video right over here. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, smash the like button. Life is good. We'll catch you guys next time.